spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's time to get into formation. We gotta get ready for the battle. So call on your brothers and sisters. We gotta turn back to the scriptures. Stop making it all about you. Them preachers, they got it confused. Come out of her. Cause Yahuwah is our deliverer. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed, cause nobody's perfect. We're called by his name. We're called by his name. Seek him to be worthy. We should be coming together. There's power in unity. It's time to come into the order, cause we are a living prophecy. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. Lace up them boots. We gotta move step mode, put on camouflage. We gotta be wise. Open your eyes to the most high in the skies. We must stop arguing, it's irrelevant. We must live in the Torah, it's heaven sent. He will put it in your heart, fulfilling the word of the new covenant. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed, cause nobody's perfect. We're called by his name. We're called by his name. Seek him to be worthy. We should be coming together. There's power in unity. It's time to come into the order, cause we are a living prophecy. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat.
Yeah, shalom, y'all. Shalom, shalom. It's Michael Israel. We're gonna be getting started here in a couple minutes. I'm gonna finish sharing this, and if y'all can also share the video, is gonna be a good lesson. Spotting deception, wolves in sheep's clothing. I'm gonna go in very deep on this. Bring out some stuff that a lot of people haven't heard before. But anyway, yeah, with that said, if y'all could, while I finish sharing this stuff, we'll be getting started momentarily. So just enjoy the music, and we'll be getting started soon. Just help me out and continue to share.
We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat.
Shalom, 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 y'all. Shalom. It is your boy Michael Israel. You're watching Spiritual Combat. We have a good lesson for you today. It's going to be a very heavy lesson. And I took the time to really put it together, make sure I hit on a lot of areas because this is, it's widespread in the Hebrew community. Of course, it's widespread in the religious community. But like I said, I've just seen this going on a lot. And I think a lot of attention needs to be brought to all the deception going on out there. And that's what we're going to do. So, okay. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to get in heavy on this topic of spotting deception, wolves in sheep's clothing. I'm gonna go through this biblically, and then I'm gonna show you what this deception looks like, how to clearly spot it, how to spot wolves in sheep's clothing. Okay, because a lot of people are out there, they're misled, and it's all due because nobody's warning the sheep that there's wolves right there amongst them. So that is what I am going to do here. And with that said, we're going to get started, get this thing going. Shalom to all y'all watching over here on Facebook. Shalom Tammy, Linda, Sister Hicks. Shalom Sister Hicks. Badadiah, good to see you in there. My man Cletus from Africa, good to see you watching. Yeah. Tafar, good to see you in there. Judah Mack, man, Judah Mack and Mosh were on there last night, bringing it out heavy, coming down the middle with witnesses and evidence. They were on the show last night telling, rebuking IUIC for hopefully that they would repent. And of course, last night they went on there in typical IUIC fashion. With all that pride, they went on there Friday Night Raw and just said a whole bunch of nothing. Only thing they could say is, Judah Mack, wicked. He wicked, wicked, wicked. I can't tell you how many times I heard the word wicked and didn't hear a bit of evidence of why Judah Mack was wicked, except that he went against the IUIC God of IUIC, because they worship their whatever the heck that thing is over there. Anyways, shalom to Judah Mack, my man Beat Brothers, Linda, good to see you in there, Baruch Brown, good to see you in there, Eric, Alicia, my man Mikael, representing Chi-Town, shalom Mak, my man Troy, Tamar, Kimberly, good to see you in there. That's right, man, we sounding the alarm. I'm going to ring it till my arm get tired, and then when my arm get tired, I'm going to just switch arms and continue ringing the thing. Okay? It ain't going to stop. All right? Carla, good to see you in there. My man Hatterick Khan, good to see you in there. Kimberly, and all my YouTube watchers. Okay? Over here on Facebook, my man Rick, good to see you in there. And Mark Yah, good to see you in there. Let me reset this thing because this app is acting up. Smoke and Fire, good to see you in there. J.I., Good to see all y'all watching over there in YouTube land. Shalom, Alicia. Yeah, I pronounce it right. All right. I can learn. Robbins, good to see you in there. Fanel, Ben Israel, good to see you in there. All y'all coming in. Raphael, good to see all y'all in there. So what we gonna do, man, we gonna get into this thing hot and heavy. And if you're just tuning in, this is your first time tuning in to Spiritual Combat, the way we do it at 8, which is right now, I do my lesson, which today is spotting spiritual deception. The way I teach, I don't leave any meat on the bone. I go all the way down to the quantum level on breaking this stuff down so there's no confusion. I don't leave out the details because the devil's in the details. So why leave the details out so Satan could creep in? Okay, but the way we do it, we do this. I do my lesson. It's about 2 hours, and then at 10 o'clock, we do a prayer call. A lot of times my lessons are on lust and the elephants in the room that are in our Black Hebrew Israelite community. Again, particularly lust, porn addiction, rape, molestation, unforgiveness, all this stuff that puts these oppressive spirits on people. We deal with that in the prayer call, okay? And anything else you need to be prayed about. And I'm telling you, and I'm not the one praying because my thing is more teaching, but I got the Spiritual Combat Prayer Soldiers. I got some hardcore, no joke brothers, and they could testify to that. Last week, man, it was heavy. And brothers brothers dealing with homosexuality and all types of other heavy issues getting dealt with, like warfare combat men in this prayer thing. We don't tiptoe through the tulips here. We about that action, boss. We're about business. This ain't about gay feel-good feelings. This is about fighting and getting it, because we're in a spiritual war, and it's about getting that thing off you, these spirits. Because there's a lot of demonically possessed people who don't realize. Anyway, so make sure you tune into the prayer call. My Ak, Haji Golightly, he heads that up. So he'll be opening the prayer line about 10 minutes before the show ends. And so y'all can start going in there. If you're a woman, there is... the women do a prayer call every Thursday at 8 p.m. It's called Whirlwind Prayer Team for the Wailing Women Prayer Call. And if you want to get in on that prayer call, you email. You see that email up there or right here at the bottom, womenofthewhirlwind@gmail.com. And they'll give you the information after you email them. Okay, women, if you do want to tune in to my prayer call, it is for men. But if you wait till the end, we'll address your issues too. But this is for the men because the men is struggling with a lot of stuff. All right, and nobody's really dealing with it. And with one of the main ones being lust and porn addiction and homosexuality and just these strong sexual desires that I teach on a lot, but we got to deal with it. Like I said, we got some heavy ox that's going to be on there today. Trust me. Anyway, with that said, we're going to get into the lesson. We're going to get things popping. So the title of the lesson again is Spotting Deception, Wolves in Sheep's Clothing. Okay? And it's funny, man, with this Hebrew Israelite walk, man, you get a lot of these manipulative people out here. You know, they want to push. The main thing they pushing is doctrine and knowledge and what I know and I and me and mine. That's one of the key ways of spotting these people is they're always pushing. It's about them, and they're not really putting anything in there for you. Okay? And you were warned about this. Most High, he warned us about this in Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. It says, "Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves." What I'm going to do in this lesson, I'm going to show you some certain way. I'm going to go through the actual tactics. We're going to read them out, and I'm going to explain the tactics they use. Okay? I'm going to show you where to look so you know the tactics that they're using. So you can be wise as a serpent, but harmless as a dove. Because I'm going to show you why you shouldn't use them. It's going to be obvious why they don't stand up to the word. Why the word is so simple and it cuts through all these little wicked tactics that these false prophets out here, these manipulators, these wolves in sheep's clothing. I'm gonna show you why they just don't stand up to the power of the Most High Yah. It's gonna be obvious. I don't do vague. I make it very plain and simple, so that again, there ain't no confusion. Because Satan creeps in where the details are left out. All right. Okay. So let's see what I got next here. All right. Let's see. All right. So spotting these wolves in sheep's clothing, that's what we're getting into. Okay, that's what we're, and this is literally how it looks. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be like, look, if they're, and this is just an analogy of what I'm doing here. I'm like, look, if you see a zipper there, you see that zipper on there. Here, I'll make it big. Like, if you see somebody walking around, you see a zipper on a thing, and you see like these yellow eyes and the gray, that's a sign that this is a wolf. That's what we're doing in this lesson. I'm going to show you how to spot them. And what's going to happen as I go through this lesson, some of y'all going to realize, wait, my pastor got a zipper on this thing. But he said that's for so-and-so. And y'all gonna wrestle with this thing. But you're gonna, as I go through it, you're gonna begin to see, dang, my leader's a wolf. Because there's a lot of them out there. So and I'm gonna just show you through the book. I'm gonna show you with evidence. I'm gonna show you their tactics. And then you're gonna know, because I'm gonna show you what the fruits of a wolf are. And the Bible says you will know them by their fruits. Okay? All right, so let's go. Let's see what I got. All right, so what I got here is this verse. It says, this is Psalms 139, verse 14. Okay, to encourage y'all. It says, "I will praise thee, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are thy works. And that my soul knoweth right well." Okay? A reason I put that in there is to tell y'all, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Okay? And one of the main ways, one of the main ways that they deceive you is thinking, oh, no, I know better. Like that brilliant mind you got in your head and your discernment and all that. No, it's not that good. I'm telling you, the Most High has equipped you and made you in a wonderful way. He's built the tools into you to spot these deceptions. His word, he's not the author of confusion. His word is simple and plain. You're not dumb to where you can't see this stuff. It's very simple, okay? Satan's the author of confusion. Deceptive wolves in sheep's clothing operate into making you think into confusing you. That's a big sign of a deceptive person, is the way they operate is with vagueness and ambiguity and all that stuff. That's a huge sign. That's why when I do my lessons, they real simple, basic, straight to the point, and there really ain't no way you're going to get them confused. That's the way the Bible's written. But the way these religions are established is with a lot of ambiguity, grayness, vagueness, and confusion, and nothing's really clear, vain philosophy and all that. That's a big sign that there's a wolf in sheep's clothing around there deceiving you somehow. Okay? And we're gonna see that. Okay? We on to them, man. Just like my man, you're hooking on Yasha Allah, my man John Williams, Raymond Word Clothing, his hat. False prophet, I see you. Or this one says, I see a false prophet. I see a false prophet. You see one. And at the end of this lesson, you're going to see it. It's going to be, I'm going to make it plain and clear because it's plain and clear all through the Bible. Okay? What's not plain and clear is what these fake religions and these false prophets do. That's not plain and clear. Okay? So again, ambiguity, grayness, confusion. When things aren't clear, there's not clear answers. Things ain't simple. People trying to make you think things are more complicated than they are. That's a sign of deception. That's a sign that somebody's trying to lead you astray. Okay? And a word, something I always like to say, question everything, starting with me. Question what I say. You should question everything. Hit me up in the inbox me. Put it in the comments, whatever. Question me. And I don't get mad. I don't get upset. I don't try to manipulate you and be like, why you question? You know, I don't try to manipulate you into backing down from questioning me. You should question me according to this word. That's another sign that somebody's a false prophet. Oh, y'all already got 2 signs. I ain't even start the lesson yet. All right. All right. So let me see what I got next here. All right. Okay. So the next verse I have is it says, this is Matthew's 24, verse 4 through 5. It says, and Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. That no what? Man deceive you. These spirits are operating through men. It's going to be men who lead you astray. It's going to be men who lead you astray. So if any man, and I'm a man, is teaching you this word, you should make sure he's not a deceiver. You should make sure Michael Israel's not a deceiver. You should question everything I'm doing. Use your common sense. Use the tools God has fearfully and wonderfully made you with. You're not an idiot. You can spot deception easily. The reason why most people don't is because these people are manipulative, and the first thing they do is put you to sleep. Like Judah Mack was saying, that one dude said, the first thing, if you want to move up in IUIC, you don't think, do what you're told. Deception alert. All types of warning bells should be going off when somebody comes like that. And the thing is, he made it obvious. They're a lot slicker with it, and we're going to get into that later in this lesson. Okay? But he said, take heed that no man deceive you. Because the men deceive you. Okay? The men are going to deceive you. And that's what they do. It says, for many shall come in my name saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And a lot of times the way this is interpreted, that somebody going to be like, I'm Christ. Yeah, it means that. But a lot of people also, come saying, oh yeah, that is Christ. Oh, yeah, I follow Christ. And then they lead you astray. They say, oh, yeah, I believe in Christ. I'm a follower of Christ. I teach Christ. And then they lead you off. They devour you like a wolf. Okay? So we got to be aware of that. All right? All right, hold on. Okay. So let's see. Okay, this thing's trying to load up slow on me. That's all I need. All right, there it is. So deceive, deceived, or deceive. Look, because I like to just keep it real basic with the definitions. Deceive, okay? It says to mislead the mind, to cause to err, to cause to believe what is false, to deceive what is true, to impose on, to delude, okay? To beguile. It says, the Father have deceived me and changed my wages 10 times. It says, to cut off from expectation, to frustrate, to disappoint, okay? To take from, to rob, okay? All right. So that's a breakdown of that definition, to deceive. I put because in order to not be deceived, you have to have wisdom, okay? And wisdom, the word is H244:9 in your concordance, and it's wisdom, skill in war, skill, and it says in war. Wisdom in administration, shrewdness, prudence. Okay? And we're gonna go into that. I'm going in slow. I'm trying to keep it real basic so y'all, get all the details in. Okay. So basically what a deceiver or a wolf in sheep's clothing is gonna do, the way they operate in these religious establishments, is that their initial goal is to get you uncertain. Okay? Again, you're fearfully, wonderfully made, and you're getting these little inclinations. And like, wait, something ain't right. And then they're telling you, oh no, that's just you're young, you're inexperienced, or I'm the master, or oh, I've studied this, or I know this in 3 languages, all this stuff like that. Or I'm this great title, this person, that feeling, that inclination that your fearfully and wonderfully made mind is giving you, oh, you should be uncertain of that. They want uncertainty. They need you to be uncertain of yourself in order for them to cast their little wicked spell on you and to deceive you. Okay? So what it says here is uncertain, not able to be relied on, not known or definite. So they're gonna talk themselves up, and they're gonna subliminally, subtly imply that they are the source, they're in the know, this, that, and the other. They're not gonna arm you and equip you to walk in this on their own. They're gonna keep you relying on them. Okay? That's part of this, how these wolves operate. Okay? So it says, let's see what else it says. Of a person not complete, confident, or sure of something. They're not going to edify you. You're not going to feel confident in yourself. You're going to be like, well, maybe I do need to study up under them. Like, what I try to do with every one of my messages is equip you and make you confident that you can walk this walk. You don't need to be up under some man. That verse says, the head of the woman is the man, and the head of all men is Christ. Not IUIC, not bishop, commander, this, that, or the other. It tells you, boom, boom. yeah, you could have men lead you, because that was something I brought out yesterday. That word lead is deceptively used. Okay? The word lead is deceptively used. The act of leading is merely showing somebody how something's done. What goes on all throughout religion, the religious establishment, whether it's Christianity, Hebrew Israelite, whatever, is a lot of people, they call themselves leaders, but the fruit that they bear, what they're really doing is lording. They're lording over you. They got you up under them and you serving them and you got to do all this stuff for them. That's not leading. But a lot of people, they throw the baby out of the bathwater. Oh, yeah, ain't nobody leading me. No, I understand what you're really saying. Yeah, don't nobody need to be lording over you. And you're calling them elder and this, that, and the other. And now these terms have gotten a bad name. Elder, bishop, moray, or apostle, all these names have gotten a bad name because wicked wolves in sheep's clothing have gotten in these positions and they're operating in lordship. Okay? They're ruling over you and you're serving them. Okay? Like they're your master. And that's not being a leader. A leader simply, hey man, like me for instance, I went through being deceived a good part of my life. And I had a burning desire to figure it out. Well, I figured it out. Now I'm going to show you so you can see. And I'm not going to say, and now you must bow before me and obey spiritual combat and kneel before me and give me all your money and resources because I am great on, it ain't, nah. I'm showing you this so now you can keep it moving and hopefully show some other people. That's leadership. Lordship is what you see out there. Judah Mack put spiritual gangsters lording over the flock. Fleecing the flock. Eating them up. Okay? So we got to be clear on that definition, man. We got to be clear on it because it's heavy. Okay? So that's why I'm just, that's why I just be going in with these definitions like I do, because what these people do is play on your understanding of simple words and they twist it and then they mislead you. And this thing is really, really simple. It said the Most High, he's not the author of confusion. His burden's light. These lords who lord over you put heavy burdens on you. It's like IUIC. You so busy doing all this, crossing all these T's, dotting all these I's to be this leader in IUIC, writing reports, doing all this stuff. You don't got time to get your mind right because you're so busy serving them. And then he brought out they breaking rules law. And this ain't just IUIC. This is these Christian churches. Because that's where IUIC gets its model from. The Christian church, which came from Catholicism. We don't hate Christians. We love Christians. We want to help Christians get out from under this oppression. We love our Christian brothers and sisters. But the Christianity and everything that goes along with it is wicked as heck. And IUIC is just another daughter of Christianity. Period. Because it's lordship. It's like your pastor. You worship your pastor. So let's continue forward. Let me see what I got next. My man, I'm just driving this fact home, man. I'm just driving this fact home. This is my Ugo, man, rocking. This is how my spirit feel right now. The way my man Ugo look at this picture, man. It says, false prophet, I see you. And then he got here, I see a false prophet, Babylonian hypocrite, Pharisees, devil. And that, like, this how my spirit feels. This is the look on my face when I see a false prophet, just like that. That's my dude, man, Ugo. Hey, that's how I feel, man, when I see these cats. Like, in my spirit, that's how I'm looking at these cats. And that's how I be on them. And they be intimidated by it. But we see, I see these false prophets. They think they slick. And y'all gonna see them too. And I see you, it says, I see a false prophet. Okay? But we see him, man. And we're going to put him in the ICU. Intensive care unit. We're going to chop him up, man. But yeah, man, my man Ugo, man. That's how I look, man. That's that spirit, man. That's how you got to deal with these. That's the spirit you got to have with this. Because this is why we not moving forward as a nation. Because you got false prophets fleecing the flock, holding people back, and not really bringing this truth out like they need to. Okay? All right. And now we're going to begin to slowly get into the meat, the heavy part of the lesson. Okay? I'm just building up to it. But 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 25, it says, because the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men. Okay? This stuff, it's so easy to see these people, even though because we're going to read through their tactics, and you're going to be like, wow, a lot of y'all going to realize that y'all are being manipulated. But then once the light of the truth is shined on it, you slice through it like a hot knife through butter. It's effortless. That brings me to my next scripture here. All right. Well, it's going to bring me to my next scripture. Where the word of the Most High is quick and powerful than any two-edged sword. That Matthew, that Hebrews chapter 4, verse 12. But we're going to get into that. But I want to make y'all confident, even y'all young brothers, because there's a lot of it's rampant in the Hebrew community. There's these brothers that walk around, they've been in this thing for years, and they'll intimidate you and manipulate you with that. Hey, I've been teaching this since, since the 1800s. Kneel before me and accept me as your elder. And they coming from a Lord spirit. They coming from a Simon the sorcerer spirit. They fixing to cast a spell on you because they putting out, I got all this knowledge and this, that, and the other. Hey, so did Judas. Judas Judas knew more than you did. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You gotta, if you young, I don't care if you young, somebody old come to you. Don't let folks gray hair and education deceive you. Because this brother could have been studying this thing since the 1980s and been studying this truth since the 1980s. He could have been studying it from what spirit? He could have been studying it from a spirit of wickedness since the 1980s. So now you got a black wizard standing in front of you. He could have been studying wickedness for 30 years straight. You don't know. It said, try the spirit by the spirit. Try the spirits of people by the book, because the words that are written are spirit. So if the way they coming off, it don't sit right in your spirit, you look in the book, you see he off, keep it moving. Don't let gray hair, don't let Michael Israel saying he 42 years old, and I teach a lot on this. Man, if it don't line up with the book, if it ain't right, keep it moving. Cut them off. And I'm telling you, it's widespread out there. Y'all can't imagine. All right? And this, look. Look, this is how they looking at my page right now, man. This is how them false prophet, Them false prophets in here watching the video now, man. This is how they looking at my page. They're like, man, that nigga better shut up. He gonna expose my, because this wolf here is fully false profited out. This is one of them high level, highly manipulative false prophets right here. You see this dude right here, he got his lines done, he got his lines edged up. You don't even see the zipper. He got the ears in the right position. But we still see you, false prophet, and we're going to expose you. All right? It's not a game. We ain't playing around out here. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's continue forward, man, because like I said, we're going to air these false prophets out. We pulling the sheep's clothing right off. And look, I could walk up to this sheep and pull, because y'all need to understand this. You could walk up to that sheep, pull the zipper down, yank it off, and you're going to get some of these sheep are going to walk up and help them put it back on properly, because they that deceived. They that deceived. They out there. But book tell you, don't waste your time with people like that. Keep it moving. All right? All right. So let's go. Let's press forward. So I put one of the tactics. One of the key tactics is deceivers will confuse you to make you think you need them. That's one of that. I've been saying this. This is one of their main tactics. And when I say confuse you, they make you think or feel, because they operate through emotions. Okay, they make you feel that you don't know enough and you need to be up under them. I'm telling you, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. After this lesson, you really don't need nothing else from Michael Israel in this topic or whatever. You can go, I'm trying to get you on your feet so you can start walking, and then you could teach other people how to walk. False prophets are trying to keep you sitting down so you can stand there and worship them. That's why they got to keep you, they keep you confused. They keep you feeling like you're inferior and they're superior, and you need them, because they got to keep you up under them. And in doing that, they got to keep you sinning. They can't deliver you from sin. Another sign, you wonder why you're sitting there. You wonder why you're struggling with all these issues. You depressed, all these different demons and issues and demonic oppressions and sin that you're wrestling with. And you've been up under this person for years or however long. And why you're not getting edified, it's because they have to keep you that way. If they don't keep you that way, they can't grow their thing off of and build their thing off of your back. If you're not kneeling down before them, they can't step on your back to prop themselves up. All right? So that's one of their main tactics is making you feel like, hey, like I said, these older dudes will come, hey, I'm a super duper elder to the 3rd degree, because I've been in this thing this many years. Like, all right, and like you already, I'm already looking at you questionably because you put that out there. And I know what that's meant to do to me emotionally. That's meant to make me feel like you might know something. Solomon knew something. Give me something else. Show me, because you just dropped a piece of fruit and it don't look good. All right? We got to keep it 1,000 on this thing. All right? I see some people that dropped off. Them false prophets like, click. They click it up out of there. I like it, man. All right, let's see. All right, text example. All right. Here's another one. Getting them to want to do. All right, this is heavy, okay? This is heavy. Now, and we're getting into the meat now, okay? We're getting ready to get into the meat. This is a little piece of meat, but this is going to be heavy. This is going to, again, confirm what I've been saying. So let me, all right. Y'all say shalom to Sister Koya. She in there. Sister Koya in there. She was getting her beauty sleep. So you know she looked fine because she was sleeping for a while today. All right, so psychology behind the art of manipulation. I'm going to just read a couple things out of this. It says the art of manipulation is not about making people do what you want them to do, but rather getting them to want to do what you want them to do, okay? So they don't force you. They emotionally manipulate you into doing what they want you to do. Through what? They'll say, hey, I'm this, and your natural response to that is going to be like, oh, well, he's the all-knowing because he's been in this for 30 years. But then all you do is a little observation because you're fearfully and wonderfully made. Most High gave you a nice, beautiful set of eyes, some ears, intuition, discernment. You just sit there, wait, he been in this 40 years and he's been divorced 40 times, or, you just look around. You just look a little bit and you begin to see that, this dude he got some crazy, wicked fruit. Now his mouth is saying he's a peach tree, but then the fruit he dropping is lemons and limes. What's going on here? Trust was falling on the ground. Trust that. Okay? So it says, so how do you get people to want to do what you want them to? First, you have to learn their true desires and reverse engineer it toward the goal you want to accomplish. The closer the person is to you, the easier it is to manipulate. The closer the person is to you, the easier it is to manipulate. And they said it twice on purpose. Yes, I said this twice. Very important. Those romantic partners or mates are the best prospects of manipulation. And if manipulation feels like a bad word, persuasion. And that better defines it. But that's one of the main things. They got to keep you close. They got to stay in your ear. When they say keep you close, that brings us to one of the other tactics. They can't have you listening to other people. Oh, no, that Michael Israel wicked, man. He wicked, They can't have you listening. I tell you, don't sit up under spiritual combat all day listening. Study your word. Go check out these other people. But again, gauge them towards that word. Question them according to that word. Okay? All right. So let's see. Let's see what we got here next. So this is an interesting thing. I think we read over it too quickly. It says, this is Matthew 23:23. Okay? It says, It says, woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for ye pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law. And what are the weightier matters? The first thing he said is judgment. And the reason why I'm driving in on that is because it's like, why is judgment a weighty matter? Being able, and with judgment, being able to weigh things that are put in front of you and make a wise decision. That's one of the most advanced things when you're developed in this truth, is to be able to look at things for what they really are and not let emotions influence you. Whether you're a leader or whether you're somebody, you got to be able to judge this leader who's put in front of you. By what? By his fruit. And what do they say? They try to put a bad spin on judgment, because this is the manipulation of Christianity coming from Catholicism, where they always say, oh, don't judge. Don't judge. You better judge. You better look at this person's behaviors, actions, how he presents himself, and judge it and say, he does this, he says this, but he does this. I'm done. Oh, you shouldn't judge somebody. And what they try to manipulate you into thinking is, you need to judge me by what I say, not what I'm doing. You know, you don't know me. Oh, I know you. Oh, I know you. I know you. You know? And again, I know you, and I'm judging you, and I'm looking at you like this. I'm looking at you like this. I see a false prophet. That's how I'm looking at y'all. That's how I'm judging, and that's that look. I get that. That's how my spirit be when I'm on to somebody. You know what I'm saying? But don't be, I'm telling you, it's real subtle, but it's very obvious once you get educated. And I'm gonna pull that. Let's see. I'm gonna pull that scripture again. It says, "Because the foolishness of God is wiser than these crafty wolves in sheep's clothing," and the Bible says is wiser than men. Okay. So we gotta know that for real. All right. Let's see what we got. All right. And we're getting ready, I'm telling y'all, we getting ready to get into the heavy stuff where I'm going to show y'all the exact tactics, specific tactics that they use and how they manipulate you. And it's going to, some of y'all it's going to be kind of painful when you realize that this might be somebody who's right around you. All right. So here we go. This is Hebrews chapter 4, verse 12. It says, "For the word of God is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart." So you'll be able to know what the intent of your own heart is and other people's through your discernment that will grow as you study this word. You'll be able to just look at somebody for a second and be like, and know what they're about, and you won't get deceived. And these wolves in sheep's clothing, they don't want this to happen. They do everything in their power to keep you from coming to this realization. Okay. But again, we on to these false prophets today. Okay. So again, we can get into the heavy stuff, but it says, and I'm going to reiterate it again, "Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing." How do they come? In sheep's clothing. How do they come? Another sign of a false prophet. They come talking nice and, oh, great, and oh, bless you, brother. Yes, oh, thee, thou. They're speaking old English, because they think that is somehow the language. They think that's how Jesus spoke when he was down here. It's a manipulation tactic. Oh, thee, thou, though. Thee, thou, thou, thou. How now, brown cow? You know? So they speaking all this. They always sound nice, and they're not transparent. No, they only present themselves as being good and holy all the time, and oh thou, you know, that when I see somebody that comes like that, they're not transparent, they only come across as good all the time, alarms are going off all over the place. Okay, alarms are the fire alarm, 3-alarm blaze going on, warning signs, warning bells, you name it. When somebody comes that way, I like really back off. Now, when I get with somebody and they transparent, and I see their transparency and I discern that, I let my guard down. I'm like, okay, this is a real sincere brother, because we know folks be struggling with stuff. But them people who come with the Joel Osteen spirit, I know they got big, heavy, mighty demons up in them. They got some big issues. And I don't stick around too long around people like that. Because I was like, I don't even want to see it. And keep my damn family away from them and everything. All right? Because it's facts. It says, and what does it say? You shall know them by their fruits. You know I say that all the time because it's that simple. Just watch what they do. Watch what's going on around there. And I'm going to show you. We're going to show you what to really be looking at. All right? Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Okay, y'all know the verse. All right. So what I wrote here is, I wrote, if you have not been taught this, here's another sign that you're under a false prophet or you're dealing with a false prophet. If you have not been taught this or you don't think you are deceived, you're deceived. Like if you think, well, I'm not deceived, and you under somebody, you're deceived. And if you ain't been taught this, you ain't heard this stuff brought out in this extreme level, because this is an elephant in the room, in the Hebrew community, in the biblical community, in the Christian community, in the religious community. Like religion is the main thing people use to mislead people, because they know that's when people let their guard down and become vulnerable, is when it comes to religion. But religion, the book's telling you stay vigilant, because your adversary Satan walking around like walking around seeking who he may devour. Like the last place you should be letting your guard down is when it comes to religion. You should be putting your guard up higher. If you're not being told that, I can almost with 90% certainty guarantee that you are up under a false prophet or a wolf in sheep's clothing. Okay? Put it up there again. So y'all remember. He watching. Look, this is how they watching my page right now. They like, this nigga here. Why is he doing it? You know, that's what this wolf's saying. He's like, why is he teaching this? You know, because I'm exposing you, false prophet. All right, so here we go. Let's continue on. And I said earlier, some of y'all are wondering why this is another sign that you're dealing with a false prophet. Some of y'all are wondering why you've struggled with certain sins for so long. This is why. I just read the verse. That word is quick and powerful. But false prophets have to water that down in order to keep you deceived. Okay? And now we are getting ready to get into the heavy meat. And I'm gonna show y'all, I'm gonna reiterate again why I'm showing y'all how they deceive you. It says, Matthew 10:16, it says, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. So this stuff I'm getting ready to show y'all. I want y'all to, I'm showing you this stuff so you can be wise as these serpents are. You can know their tactics and spot them. But be harmless as doves. Don't be out there, now I know. Now I'm going to go use it. Or don't stoop down to their level and go tip back and forth with them with this. Or you're going to be a serpent. He told you, be wise as them, understand how they operate, but don't use it. Use this book. Okay? Use this book. Use the Bible. Okay? I know all their tactics. Through and through. And they swear they slick. I watch them. I could predict a false prophet's moves 20 steps ahead. Okay? But I don't get down to their level and stoop to their level and be wicked. Okay? So, all right. So be there for, so, all right. So that's how we gotta be. All right. All right. So we're gonna get into the heavy stuff now. Now I'm gonna show you how to spot a false prophet. So we're gonna go into what they use, and some of y'all have already seen me bring all this stuff out. Okay, but like I want to consistently bring this stuff out, because as I go through this, you're gonna begin to see it like, whoa, like this stuff is crazy. Like, I've seen this, you know. So I'm gonna start it off with this article. All right. It says the 48 Laws of Power and the Art of Seduction Destroyed Church Ministries. Okay, these are two books written by Robert Greene. There's other books written by other people that cover this same stuff. But what you're going to see here is any so-called religious organization, damn near 90% of the time, you're going to see where they're using this stuff at. These books written by Robert Greene. The reason I always use Robert Greene and the two books he wrote, 48 Laws of Power and The Art of Seduction, is because they're two compact sources that pretty much embody all the tactics used out there. And just to let you know what this stuff is, they actually got a scientific name for what this stuff is called. They call it NLP, or otherwise known as Neuro Linguistic Programming. Neural meaning the nervous system, the emotional system, the system that controls what you feel. Neuro linguistic means speaking, talking. And then programming means programming through speech, the emotions. So programming your emotions through speech, okay, and through different behaviors and tactics and stuff. So there's a science to this. When you look at the whole neuro-linguistic programming science, it's not inherently wicked or anything, but it's very powerful, because what they've done is studied how speech affects your nervous system, and they've come up with a science from it. And with books like 48 Laws of Power and The Art of Seduction, they've boiled it down to ways to manipulate people. And these people are doing it for filthy lucre's sake. It's the Simon the Sorcerer's spirit. This is sorcery. This is witchcraft. You have wizards over you, manipulating you through your emotions. And that's a bold statement, isn't it? But I'm getting ready to show it to you. Okay, so again, this is the heavy part of this lesson. All right. So this brother wrote this article. It's a quick article. We're not going to read the whole thing, but he put, they turn holy men to seducers who seduce with words and false appearance. Packaging and games were born through the reading of these materials. Whether they're using these books, The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene, or The Art of Seduction by Robert Greene, or a myriad of other books, you see all the stuff. Again, these are the best books to use to show this stuff, because it just kind of covers a lot, the main stuff that you see going on. Okay? So it says a pastor of 10 members would Photoshop himself into a crowd to seduce people to follow him. Okay? Their bodyguards and flashy cars are meant to seduce you. Their pulpit branding reflecting the Photoshop perfect image of the prophet is an art of seduction too. These are all tactics to hit you emotionally, to suck you in. And like I said, I'm going to get all the meat off the bone. This is just a brief introduction. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty of how they actually do this. It says their action creates an image in your subconscious. Their action creates an image in your subconscious, in your spirit, in your nervous system, in your emotions, in your You see what I'm saying? Which is why you keep dreaming about the prophet. The 21st century Christian is seduced, but they know not. They literally lust, maybe not sexually, after their religious idols. That brings some, like Colossians. It says, mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth against evil concupiscence. It lists everything, lust, strong desires, all that, which is idolatry. These people are not leaders, they're lords. And these people don't realize they worship them. Because what? They don't realize what worship is. But you're doing what this person says, even though it don't line up with the word, you're doing it, and you're not doing what the Most High Yah says. So you're worshiping them, and you're not following the Most High Yah, because they're not. All right, it says they made their hair look, I'll read the rest. It says they make their hair to look like him, speak like him, behave like him, and do so, and by so doing lose their own originality. Some even declare their boldness that their pastor is worthy of worship. My pastor, my pastor, my pastor. You know what I'm saying? That's how seduced they are. Women sowing their husband's only car as seed to a prophet. I know a Lagos-based woman who gave her sick husband's property to a young prophet whom she lusted after. Okay, most girls have confessed to me that they have a serious crush on their pastor. A girl in Abba told me, she masturbates daily with her pastor's Photoshop image. Unknown to them, they were unconsciously seduced. This time sexually. Okay, giving heed to what? Seducing spirits. This dude breaking down book. I'll be damned, y'all. Y'all, if you start feeling that way about me, move on. Go get up under somebody else. You got to get your damn mind right. All right? If you can not say no to your pastor no matter what he tells you, he has seduced you and has taken control of your mind and willpower. Hence, he can tell you to drink petrol or sow your last cent and you won't debate it. You are seduced. If you can fight to defend your papa more than you defend Jesus, you are seduced. You may not know it, but I know. These books destroyed the purity and innocence of holy men. Beware of them and those who live by them. And I'm going to show y'all, we get ready to get into them. So I'm going to show y'all how they literally live by them. And it's going to begin to blow your mind. Okay? But again, it said destroyed the purity of innocent men. I would say no. Because Christianity has never been pure. Catholicism has never been pure. These were wicked men, and the Most High will give you over to a reprobate mind. Okay? To where you can't even, you don't even see it. You don't even know. All right? So let's get into the heavy stuff, y'all. Okay. So let's get into the meat. All right. So I'm going to show y'all some of the laws in these books, okay, that they go by. All right. So this is the 48 laws of power. It says, make other people come to you. Use bait if necessary. It says, when you force the other person to act, you are the one in control. It is always better to make your opponent come to you, abandoning his own plans in the process. Lure him with fabulous gains, then attack. You hold the cards. Okay? That's one of them. Let's go. Let's check out another one. Here's another one. It says, get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. A lot of people they'll steal ideas from you. And they won't even, you'll tell them something. Oh, they won't even say, oh, that's a good idea. They'll just, oh, okay. And then the next thing you know, they're doing. That's one way. It says, use the wisdom, knowledge, and legwork of other people to further your own cause. This is widespread in religion, dumb. In Christian, dumb. Okay? Widespread. It's in the Hebrew Israelite community. We just exposed it with IUIC last night. It says, not only will such assistance save you valuable time and energy, it will give you a God-like aura. It will give you a God-like aura of efficiency and speed. In the end, your helpers will be forgotten and you will be remembered. Never do yourself what others can do for you. High-level wickedness, baby. High-level wickedness. High-level wickedness. This is witchcraft. This is wizardry, okay? And you're going to see, because, I mean, that's just two of them I just read. You're going to see the pattern. It says, play on people's need to believe to create a cult-like following. To create a cult-like following. It says, people have an overwhelming desire to believe in something. Become the focal point of such desire by offering them a cause, a new faith, a new faith, a new faith, a new faith to follow. Keep your words vague. Wasn't I talking about people who don't speak direct to you? It said, keep your words vague, but full of promise. Emphasize enthusiasm over rationality and clear thinking. Listen, some of y'all are like, well, that's every single church I've ever been to. Yeah, that's how widespread this is. And it's all in the Hebrew Israelite movement and everywhere in between. That's how widespread it is. Satan is the deceiver. He's deceived the whole world. It says, keep your words vague but full of promise. Emphasize enthusiasm over rationality and clear thinking. Didn't the book tell you to stay sober-minded? To stay vigilant? It said the Lord is not the author of confusion. This is why everything they say is vague and ambiguity, and they don't give any clear answers to how you are to overcome your sin. This is why. Because they're trying to create a cult. All right? Over clear thinking. It says, give your new disciples rituals to perform. Ask them to make sacrifices on your behalf. In the absence of organized religion and grand causes, your new belief system will bring you untold power. You see? I'm telling you, y'all, it's not a game. It's not a game out here. This ain't cupcakes and bubblegum Disney World happy ending. We live in a warfare condition. This is why spiritual combat is totally geared to war and the battle and to be in an army, because I want y'all to always remember you are in a spiritual war. You're under attack. And these spirits are using men to cast spells on you. And when I say cast spells, to manipulate you emotionally. And that's why that's why I harp so big on men stepping up, being real men, so that they can protect their families, because women are more vulnerable to this because women are emotional. That's why these churches are full of women. That's why these churches seek to disempower the man and empower the women because they know they're easier targets. Satan knows this. Satan's leading these people. That's why Satan went after Eve first. Yo, man, hit like if this is 100. Because I'm trying to come down the middle as straight as I can. I'm trying not to veer to the left or the right. I'm just keeping it 1,000 with y'all. All right? Keep it vague. Keep it simple. That's wicked, man. Somebody can't look, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be 100. Like when somebody starts talking vague to me, I literally get mad, and I come at them aggressively. Then I was like, man, tell me what the hell you mean, because I know what they doing. A lot of times I know what they doing. Now I deal with some people who are just they have fear in them and they're hurt, but I'm talking about people where I can see the craftiness in them. And I let them know that I'm not the one. or better yet, I let them know that I am the one, actually. You know what I'm saying? I am the one. I'm that dude. I'm that dude. I let them know I'm that dude. I make them feel like this. I make them feel like Ugo looking at them. I see a false prophet. I let them know that I'm on their ass. Because I don't really have stress in my life. If something's up that I don't like, I address it directly. I'm not that dude that'll go back and forth with you on Facebook. After the second time I got to comment back to something with you, I delete the whole post and I call you. It's like it's not a game out here, man. It's not Disney World. Don't let them brainwash you into thinking you in Disney World when you really on a battlefield. All right, here we go. We're going to continue. We're coming down the middle. It says, learn to keep people dependent on you. To maintain your independence, you must always be needed and wanted. The more you are relied on, the more freedom you have. Make people depend on you for their happiness and prosperity, and you have nothing to fear except the Most High Yah's judgment. And you should fear that. But it says you have nothing to fear. Never teach them enough so that they can do without you. This is why all these people don't be teaching nothing. This is why they never teach you nothing. They teach you these watered down sermons. That's why I say here in spiritual combat, I want y'all to, like if I could teach you this whole thing in one lesson so that y'all can move on and teach other people and wake them up, I would. But these dudes got an agenda. That's why you're laden with sin. That's why you're struggling with all this sin, because they don't want you to get free from the sin. Because if you get free from the sin, you ain't going to need them. And they ain't going to be able to line their pockets and feel powerful and grow this thing that they're trying to build for Satan. But Satan done got them deceived. Okay. So they need weak people laden with sin to build this stuff off. All right? They need that. All right? All right, let's go to the next one. All right. Here we go again, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. When I be reading this, and because I see it get done to people. It was done to me. That's why I get mad. I get mad just reading the thing, man. Just to be honest with you. That's probably why I'm turning up the way I am now. Conceal your intentions. Have you ever heard, what does it say? Have you ever heard of a skillful general who intends to surprise the citadel announcing his plan to his enemy. This is the heaviest one. Conceal your purpose and hide your progress. Do not disclose the extent of your design until they cannot be opposed. See, these wolves in sheep's clothing, they're there to kill you. They're your enemy. Did you hear the way they just worded this? He's a wolf. So he got to kind of walk up to you. He going to keep his head turned over this way so you don't see that zipper and where the thing don't fit his face, the sheep outfit. He going to be like, he going to walk over to you with his head turned. He going to be like, walk over to you. Arr! And bite into you. It's telling you this here. It says, it takes effort to control your tongue and monitor what you reveal. It is much more prudent to tailor your words, telling people what they want to hear rather than the coarse and ugly truth. The coarse and ugly, so now the truth is ugly. The truth is ugly. That's what I'm saying. This is demonic witchcraft. So they're told not to tell you the truth. Keep that sin on them. I'm telling you, y'all think it's a game out here. This is going down. Judah Mack got on here yesterday, and Mosh, and Uzziah, and all these other people came up out of IUIC. They're telling you, like, this thing is real. It's right around you. You're dealing with people who do this. And I know this stuff to the point where I could pick up on it scarily quick. Because I'm wise as a serpent. But I'm harmless. Only thing I do is what the Most High Yah told me to do. He said, Michael Israel, pull the curtain back on that. I don't get down to the level and try to get back at him. But this is going down, y'all. This is real. This is happening right around you. And a lot of y'all, a lot of y'all, y'all are in it. And you can feel it in your emotions. You can feel it right here as I read this stuff. You can feel it like, oh, yeah, that is, the sick feeling. But being humiliated and humble is such a good thing. So rather than telling the coarse and ugly truth of what you feel or think, more important, by being unabased, open, you make yourself so predictable and familiar that it is almost impossible to respect or fear you. Okay? They want fear. Okay? I'm telling you what I really think, feel, and know according to the word. Not trying to be a planner, a strategist, and all that. A lot of times, these messages I started putting this message together this morning at about 5:30. Yeah, it wasn't this, I'm planning this out 3 weeks in advance, strategizing. You got people out there like that. It says, respect or feel you. And power will not acquire to a person who cannot inspire such emotions. See, that's what they after. And it just says again, train yourself to conceal your intentions. I make my intentions very blatant and out there. The whole intention of spiritual combat, why I do the interviews and have all the people on and all that, is to grow the audience so that I could get them to watch messages like this. That's my whole strategy. That's it. For this right here, so I could kick out this truth and wake folks up, because I was deceived for years. And it's like I knew that I was deceived, but I didn't know anything. And it was torture knowing that something's off, but I can't put my finger on it. And I pray. I'm like, Yah, if you show me this, I will put it out there, but I want to know bad. And he showed me. Most High Yah, when you pray for something according to his will in Jesus' name, which is according to what his will, he answers it. Almost some of the stuff he answered in my life so fast that I didn't even forgot I asked for it. It says use decoy objects of desire to throw people off. It says use false sincerity, bland facial expression. Beyond a bland, unreadable exterior, all sorts of mayhem can be planned without detection. This is a weapon that the most powerful men in history have learned to perfect. Let me make sure I articulate what this is really saying. This is a weapon that the most evil men in history have learned to perfect. Okay? Noble jesters. People want to believe apparently noble jesters are genuine, for the belief is pleasant. They rarely notice how deceptive these gestures can be. It says appearing to belong to a group. It says the tendency to mistake appearances for reality. All right, y'all, I told you this was going to be heavy. All right? It says the feeling that if someone seems to belong to your group, their belonging must be real. This habit makes the seamless blend a very effective front. The trick is simple. You simply blend in with those around you. The better you blend, the less suspicious you become. Remember, it takes patience, humility to dull your brilliant colors, to put on the mask of the inconspicuous. Do not despair at having to wear such a mask. It is often your unreadability that draws people to you and makes you appear a person of power. Okay? I told y'all this is going to be meat. I told you it's going to be heavy. I told you it's not a game. You think it's cupcakes, bubblegum, and fun out here, and we in Disney World, you are on a battlefield. And if you don't know this, you getting shot. All right. And y'all can see there's plenty. Preach the need for change, but never reform too much at once. It says everyone understands the need for change in the abstract, but on the day-to-day level, people are creatures of habit. So it's telling you, don't help people overcome sin and this, that, and the other. It says too much innovation is traumatic and will lead to revolt. Let's see. Never underestimate the hidden conversation of those around you. It is powerful and entrenched. Okay, it says the man who initiates strong reforms often becomes a scapegoat for any kind of dissatisfaction. Eventually, the reaction. So it's just teaching you how to keep people under your control, under you, and not letting them rise to righteousness. Because this works on people who are laden with sin. All right, let's see. All right, and here's an even heavier one. Okay. All right, it says the mirror reflects reality, but it's also the perfect tool for deception. All right. And because I see this on Facebook all the time. Like Facebook is, this is why I love Facebook. Because like, it's so, if used right, it's just such a good tool to weed people out, to see the people with the wicked spirits on. Because I see people doing this to a T. A lot of this stuff in here. I just watch them on Facebook. Oh, good. Now I know not to be involved with them, you know. So look, it says, check this one out. It says, the mirror reflects reality, but it is also the perfect tool for deception. When you mirror your enemies doing exactly as they do, they cannot figure out your strategy. The mirror effect mocks and humiliates them, making them overreact by holding up a mirror to their psyches. Okay? You seduce them with the illusion that you share their values. By holding up a mirror to their actions, you teach them a lesson. Few can resist the power of the mirror effect. Mirrors have the power to disturb us, gazing at our reflection. So the reason I said I see this all the time, I watch somebody point out something in one person, and then the other person says the exact same thing literally right back to them. And then the person like, no, he does that, you know. It is funny. And it's like, dude, I see people walking this stuff out to a T on social media. Like, social media is just such a perfect tool if used the proper way. A lot of people use it as a tool to manipulate, control. Some people use social media as their psychologists. You know, whatever they feel, they type. You know, it's a mess. But I use it just to get the word out, get this truth out. You know, I like some stuff people say. And then I also use it as a screener to screen out people I don't want to be dealing with. Because a lot of these people, you know, but I could go all into that. All right, so let's go to the next one. Let me see what I got here. It says, strike the shepherd to scatter the sheep. Okay? So trouble can often be traced to a single individual. So they strike the shepherd to scatter the sheep. Satan. That's what Satan does, right? All right. It says, work on the heart and minds. Hey, let me pull it up here for you. Hey, Koya, can you turn the heat down, please? If you're listening, you turn the heat down. All right. So it says, coercion creates a reaction that will eventually work against you. You must seduce others into wanting to move in your direction. A person you have seduced becomes your loyal pawn. And the way to seduce others is to operate on their individual psychologies and weaknesses. Soften up the resistant by working on their emotions, playing on what they hold dear and what they fear. See? Ignore the hearts and minds of others and they will grow to hate you. Okay? So they're playing on your sins and on your weaknesses. They're not trying to get you delivered from them. Okay? At all times, you must attend to those around you, gauging their particular psychology. And this is the other thing. I've watched people where I could see them watching me spiritually or psychologically. Like, I'll be talking to them, and they just like, I don't know how to say it. And it's because I got such a heavy understanding of this, I could just discern it real fast. And I'm like, okay, this dude watching me. He trying to figure me out, this, that, and the other. And I'm not saying it's bad. It's not bad to discern, because you got to use discernment. Talk to people while you're spiritually watching them too. But then there's another type where you can see that they're watching you to see how they're going to pick you apart. And, you know, they're holding parts of themselves back. And that's, man, dude, folks, this is true wickedness. Like, And it's because I've seen this firsthand, that I know it's the highest level of wickedness. It's one of the highest levels. It's not what's on TV. It's not. It's this. People like this who want to control you. They want to take control of you without you knowing it. For what? For their sake. All right? That's right, sis. Discernment, discernment, discernment. We got to grow in that. All right? All right, so let's see. It says, stir up waters to catch a fish. Okay? So purposely cause drama. Okay? It says, anger and emotion are strategically counterproductive. You must always stay calm and objective, but if you can make your enemies angry while staying calm yourself, you gain a decided advantage, but your enemies off balance. Find the chink in their vanity through which you can rattle them, and you hold the strings. So what they'll do, they'll literally, if you're designated as an enemy, you'll notice that they're saying stuff. You'll notice that it's getting you angry inside, and they're doing things. Even if you're around them, they'll be doing stuff, and you know it's something you're totally against, and they're constantly doing it, and you're like wondering why. You see what I'm saying? And they playing you. Oh, it's on Facebook, crazy. That's the whole sneak this thing. You see widespread on Facebook, you know. But I've seen it in person. I've watched people actually do it with people who are right there in their presence, and the person thinks, hey, we all cool, everything good. But they're doing stuff, they're operating in this. It says, at first it may strike fear and terror, but only in some, and as the days pass, the storm clears, and other responses. So it just talks about it. Never let them see you sweat, the essence of the law, you know. So it says, when the waters are still, your opponents have the time and space to plot actions that they will initiate and control. So stir the waters, force the fish to the surface, get them to act before they are ready, and steal the initiative. It's high-level manipulation, you know, and it's counter against the word. It's telling you to keep drama going against people you've designated to be your enemies. Okay? But when you walk in the Most High Yah's truth, and you ain't getting caught up in this, and you just speaking truth to power and coming down the middle, you ain't got to worry about none of this stuff. These types of people just destroy themselves in the end, you know? So I could go on, dude. Y'all, I could go on. It gets deeper and deeper. Sister Koya put, the spirit is oversaturated. Oh, she put, that spirit is oversaturated on Facebook. Sister Koya is like a satellite on Facebook. She posts her little stuff, but she be watching. She be like, boop, 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 boop. She just be watching folks make a fool of themselves on Facebook. People who think they slick, Facebook reveal you. If you ain't in your emotions, just go on Facebook and you'll watch people just show their spirit in living color, in bright and vivid color. They get on Facebook and show exactly what spirit they made of. Like anybody I deal with, I just watch them on Facebook, and I can make a pretty accurate decision of whether I'm a rock with them. You know, I'm telling you, Facebook, boy, it's a tool. You can use it Facebook can help you or hurt you, man. If you're emotional, stay off Facebook. Just stay off there. You're going to get worked over on Facebook. So let's read that, because that's so heavy, man. I see this happen so often. It says, when the waters are still, your opponent has have the time and space to plot actions that they will initiate and control. So stir the waters, force the fish to the surface, get them to act before they are ready, and steal the initiative. The best way to do this is to play on uncontrollable emotions: pride, vanity, love, hate. Once the water is stirred up, the little fish cannot help but rise to the bait. The angrier they become, the less control they have. And finally, they are caught in the whirlpool you have made, and they drown. All day. See it all day on Facebook, man. I see it go down all day on Facebook. And then the person who done stirred the waters takes the higher ground. Oh yeah, holier than thou. Yes, I'm the holy one, and you see these wicked people. When in reality, they the demon. Put a one, like Mr. Wemby said, put a one up in her if that's on it. You know what I'm saying? I see it all day, man. Like with me and Sister Koya, we come home from work and we don't watch TV, so that's our comedy. We just be watching modes on Facebook, and we can predict their moves 20 moves out. Conundrum, it says, angry people usually end up looking ridiculous, for their response seems out of proportion to what occasioned it. You see what I'm saying? And you're not supposed, that's wickedness. Because weaker people, people who struggle with certain issues, you're not supposed to play them to destroy the person, make the person look bad. You're supposed to help the people. You're a leader. So you show people the right way. But these people aren't leaders. They're using this book. They're lords. So they're lording over people and destroying them in the process. Wolves in sheep's clothing, devouring people for filthy lucre's sake. That's what this whole tactic I just read is. It's a tactic to hurt people. They have taken things too seriously, exaggerating the hurt or insult that has been done to them. They are so sensitive to slights that it becomes comical how much they take personally. So again, this is emotional manipulation. This is spell casting. Okay? And instead of somebody who's emotionally weak and responsive, instead of reaching out to them, trying to help them, you play them because you're angry and you're struggling with all that. So, okay? All right. So, yeah, like I said, man, exactly. Robin Milligan put, this is why we must study. Okay? Robin Milligan said, you got to study, man. To what? So that you can show that, to show yourself approved. So your actions show that, hey, I'm emotionally under control. I'm not getting, I'm not falling to these demonic laws, these tactics that have been laid out here as stumbling blocks for me. And I'm telling you, there's so-called religious leaders out there using this book to a T. I'll just say it again. All right, so let's go. Next. Again, high-level wickedness. It says, everyone has a weakness, a gap in the castle wall. That weakness is usually insecurity, an uncontrollable emotion or need. It can also be a small secret pleasure. Either way, once found, it is a thumbscrew you can turn to your advantage. No, don't help them with the weakness. Don't help them overcome their sin. Use it to your advantage because you're a Lord and you're using the people to lift yourself up. This is wickedness. I'm telling you, man, y'all think it's a game, and I'm telling you, this is going on for real out here. And I'm just, like, all praise to the Most High with Facebook. You could sit there and watch it. And it's in writing. It's in writing. You can screenshot it, and it is written now. You can watch this go down. You can watch people. You can watch it in real life. You can watch people you deal with go through this. This is real, man. This is facts. It's scary, man. And a lot of people play into this stuff and don't even realize it. The manipulation is real out there, y'all. Spiritual combat, I'm trying to wake y'all up, man. Because I was this dude. I was manipulated. I was a victim. I was a puppet. It hurts. These people out here, they're not transparent, and they got agendas, and you got to spot them. That's what I want. I don't want no money. I don't want nothing else. I just want this thing, the curtain on this thing. I want people to wake up, because I know how hurt I was. I know how lost I was. I know how lost I was. And I know what it feels like. And I have empathy. I don't want y'all suffering out there like that. Letting some black wizard manipulate you. And because of the confusion of Christianity, you think a wizard is some dude on Harry Potter or the Hobbit or whatever that movie is called. 7 Rings. Lord of the Rings. Like, you think that's a wizard. He walk around with a stick. Kazoo. No. Your pastor's a wizard. Because he casting spells on you. All right. So it tells you, it says one of the most important things to realize about people is that they all have weaknesses. Some part of their psychological armor that will not resist, that will bend to your will if you find it and push on it. Man, is this wicked? It says some people wear their weaknesses openly. Others disguise them. Those who disguise them are often the ones most effectively undone through that one chink in their armor. This is why another key sign of knowing that you're under a wolf in sheep's clothing is all the people in your congregation around you will be laden with sin, will be struggling with sin, and there won't be any answers to it. It's a big sign. Because why? Because they using it to their advantage. Y'all feel me on it? Hope y'all do, man. I'm ringing it. I'm like, ding, 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 ding. You know what I'm saying? And it goes on to tell you what to look at and pay attention to their gestures and if they share secrets with you, you know. And I'm telling you, like, this stuff works. Like, you will build a big ministry on broken people. And the Most High gonna deal with you on that. Because that is high-level wickedness. And this is what a lot of these church establishments are built on. Broken people. That's why the condition of our people, wherever the more churches are, the more the sin is. That's why you go to Atlanta and it's Sodom and Gomorrah for our people. They're struggling with diseases and lust and all types of sin. And there's churches everywhere out there. Some of the biggest. I'm going to say it again. It's not a game out here. This ain't, the sunrise looks beautiful, and I have a nice house in a nice neighborhood, and it looks nice on the surface. Right below the surface is very wicked out here. All right. Let me, what do I got next? Okay. All right. So spotting. All right. Let me see what else. I'm just, like I said, I told y'all. The book they using is the 48 Laws of Power. That's the book they using, Sister Tammy. Or is that Sister Tammy asked that? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Diogenes? Yeah, that's the book I'm showing you that these religious leaders use to manipulate people. And while they might not be using that specific book, they're using these tactics. That's why I use the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene to show you what I'm talking about. And what I just read is, it was basically, what this one says, it says, discover each man's thumbscrew or their weakness and use it to your advantage. And what I was just saying is they got to keep you laden with sin so they can keep taking advantage of you. They can't have you get emotional control because then they wouldn't be able to play on your emotions. Okay? But I'm gonna wake spiritual combat. We're gonna wake the folks up, man. All right, so the next one is play to people's fantasies. It says the truth is often avoided because it is ugly and unpleasant. Again, they're telling you the truth, the word of the Most High Yah, that book that they have right there in there, that book is right there in their church. You know, right there in front of them. Everybody has one. They only read certain things in it. Because they don't want you spitting the truth. They want you laden with sin. I've experienced this firsthand. Because I only know one way, right down the middle. All right, so listen. It says the truth is often avoided because it is ugly and unpleasant. Never appeal to truth. Never appeal the truth and reality unless you are prepared for the anger that comes from disenchantment. Enchantment. Let's look up that word. I already know this is going to be good. Let's see the definition of enchantment. A feeling of great pleasure and delight. The state of being under a spell. The state of being under a spell. That is what enchantment is. And it said if you tell them truth, you will break the spell. Am I playing? Man, I'm trying to come right through the middle on this. Like a lot of y'all are under spells from wizards and sorcerers. The Simon the sorcerer's spirit. It says life is so harsh and distressing. So they're going to, okay, I'm going to read it. Life is so harsh and distressing that people who can manufacture a romance and conjure up fantasy are like oases in the desert. Everyone flocks to them. There is great power in tapping into fantasies of the masses. I'm just telling you, man. And Brother Elias said they need you to have a false hope. They are going to heaven as long as they believe in Jesus. When the true enjoyment of life comes by going through the pain of realizing the truth and implementing the truth in your life. That is where true contentment in life and true peace in life comes. Is when you go through the pain of looking at yourself and being honest with yourself and realizing where you're at and then implementing what the Most High Yah says, the word says. But that's not what these people do. I don't even have to give it. Look at Christianity. Look at these mega churches. Look at a lot of it's in the Hebrew Israelite community. They're using this book to a T. They're casting spells on you. You're enchanted. You're like, oh, You know, as soon as you walk in these Christian churches, it's flowers and music and emotion and all and I'm acclaimed, I'm blessed and highly, and they got you saying, enchanting yourself and telling yourself all these lies when your life is a disaster and you wrestling with sin and hurt and heartbreak and bitterness, and they just sell you a fantasy. And then you just laden with sin. It's not a game out here, y'all. This the wake up. Truth, that's right, Doc. The truth always prevails over lies. All right, so it says such is the power of the fantasies that take root in us, especially in times of scarcity and decline. So that's what they do. Like the time when you're at a vulnerable point, there's two things. One is somebody could just manipulate you and make you feel good and you think it's all right. Or two, you're at that vulnerable point, so now you could get broken out of whatever wickedness you're in that's causing you to be there. Well, this and what you see in these churches and in these feminized ministries is that's what they seek to do. That's what they seek to do. They seek to just make you feel good, give you a drug, a fake feel good. And then by the time you get home, halfway through the week, you right back to the same depression you were or the same mess you was at before. And by the time it come back time for you to go back over there to the spell factory and get another spell cast on you, you need it. You need another fix because you right back at it again. The drug done worn off, and a week later, you need to be back there again. Okay? All right. I'm telling you, man. I told you this junk is heavy. Let's see. Oh, here we go. It says, you must seem a paragon of civility and efficiency. Your hands are never soiled by mistakes and nasty deeds. Maintain such a spotless appearance, a Joel Osteen spirit. You're never transparent. It's only good and shiny. So instead of being glass, you're silver. You're just shiny. But we know there's some wickedness back there. It says, maintain such a spotless appearance by using others as scapegoats and cat's paws to disguise your involvement. We just read about that where you stir up the waters, you get somebody angry, and you stay clean. And, oh, woe is me, they're attacking me because I am a man of God. But really, you're a man of Satan, okay? Oh, yeah, yes. Thank you, Sister Hicks. She put, oh, foolish Galatians, who have bewitched you, that ye should not obey the truth, before whose eyes Jesus Christ have been evidently set forth, crucified among you. So, again, they're bewitching you. It's like all through the book. And what they've done with Hollywood is like got you thinking like a wizard is like one of these genie people who do magic and spells are like, alakazam, and these sparks come out the wand and poof, and something happens. When the book is telling you a spell, your pastor casting spells. Your religious leader, your wolf in sheep's clothing that you follow is casting spells on you. It says, conceal your mistakes, have a scapegoat around to take the blame. Our good name and reputation depend more on what we conceal. Okay, so they're not transparent. Understand the workings of power and the importance of appearance. Shop around for the most convenient head and have it served up immediately. It says, people of power, however, are undone not by mistakes they make, but by the way they deal with them. Okay? So it's always, again, that transparency. That's why I said earlier, when you see these dudes and they got this spotless appearance and they always trying to come off as a nice, holy one, that's the wicked. Red flag. All right. It's almost 10, okay? And let me show y'all something. That's where I was at. I got plenty more, but you can read this yourself, okay? I'll show y'all, you just type in the 48 laws of power, and let me see. Let me put the link up there so y'all can see it there. So now y'all can see it. It's 48 laws of power.blogspot.com. Here, let me see if I can make it bigger by posting it in here. All right. Paste. All right, hold on. So I'll make it so y'all could go to it. And if Haji Go Lightly is in there, he needs to start the prayer call. And y'all can stay on here for now. What we're going to do is get the prayer line up and going. So that if you need prayer, you could come on there and get prayer for whatever you got going on. I need Haji to put something in the comments to let me know that he is getting things set up on the prayer line. And all right, there we go. Whoops. Yeah, but if y'all could see that up there, I try to make it big enough. It's, and y'all can follow on with that. I'm just telling y'all, I had plenty more to go. I go another hour showing you this stuff. But you could go out there, study it yourself, question everything that I've taught y'all, that I've brought out here. Yeah, so what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to call Haji to make sure he has got the Brother Daweed. I'm going to call him to see if he got the line up and going there. I'm sure he has. Let's see. Okay, so let me give him a call. Y'all stay there. I'm going to put up the information while I'm talking to him. All right. Hold on one sec. So this is the prayer information. Hey, Shalom. You got the prayer line up and going? All right. So Haji already. All right, man. I'll see you on the prayer line. So Haji, Brother Daweed, already has the prayer line up and going. So if y'all can call into there now, and we're gonna get started probably in about 5 minutes or so. But this is it right here. So we've wrapped up the lesson, and led by. So all you have to do is call this number here, and I'll read the number out. I'll read it out twice. I'm gonna read the number out twice and the access code. Okay. I'm just making sure everybody got their stuff together, a pen or pencil, and then I'll read it. I'm gonna read it twice. The number is 605-468-8715, and the access code is 533144. Okay? So all you do is type that number in, it'll tell you some stuff, and then you put that access code in. Again, the phone number is 605-468-8715, And that access code is 533144. And again, you just put that access code in there. And if you're struggling with pornography addiction, with homosexuality, with just not being man enough, whatever you're struggling with, get on there and get prayer, man. We got some heavy brothers on there. You'll see when you get on there, trust me. But come on the prayer line, and we got kind of a format we use on there. You know, I go on, give a brief introduction, hand it over to Haji. He runs the thing. He's over the whole prayer ministry. I hand it over to him. They do a quick prayer. Everybody prays the different prayers we have, prayer soldiers. And then we take your prayers. What do you need prayer about? And you tell them. And they write it down and they all pray over it. And we're going to get you right. And like I said, get on there because we got some heavy brothers on there. Okay? So, let me see something. All right, go back on here. Okay, so yeah, so make sure you get over there on the prayer line. Get prayed for. That's where I'm headed. That's where everybody's going. Again, this is the information. All you do is call this number right here, 605-468-8715. And the access code is 533144. And if you just want to listen in, if you just want to listen to the prayers and get edified, you need to do that too. That's cool. Women, if you're a woman and you come on there, it is a man's prayer line. We just ask that you hold your questions or needs to the end. And also, I would direct you to Sister Only Love, the Women of the Whirlwind prayer team. That they have their prayer time on Thursday at 8 a.m. Every Thursday at 8 a.m. Did I say that right? Okay, it got cut off on here. There we go. So yeah, the women's prayer time is every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Okay, at 8 p.m. Thursday night. And in order to get on there, you just email, you send them an email at womenofthewhirlwind@gmail.com. And they'll give you the information to come on their prayer thing. If you need prayer today and you're a woman, you can come on there, but you need to wait till the end till we're all done, and then you can you can talk. But again, it's predominantly for our men because this isn't out there for our men, and our men definitely need the prayer. Okay? So yeah, with that said, y'all, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate y'all watching Spiritual Combat. Hope to see y'all on the prayer line. And with that said, shalom, y'all.
We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. Against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat.
Michael Israel.
We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. It's a spiritual combat. It's a spiritual combat.